What's good, family? Welcome back to the channel. In this video right here, we have rapper Lil Mo breaks the oath, exposing what really happens in the sick music industry. Now, when it comes to these oaths, there are certain occults and groups that these Hollywood celebrities join with exclusive information that they're not allowed to let the public know. For example, we just had Blac Chyna. She had the tattoo of the Baphomet, which is the symbolism for Satanism. She used to do black magic and worship Satan. She got it tattooed on her thigh, but she just came to Jesus Christ and now she got it removed. But this just shows, just through Blac Chyna, we're able to see how people end up joining these occults that are satanic, and they take certain oaths through rituals to not let people know. But we have Lil Mo right here breaking it and letting us know what really happens in the music industry.
But not knowing really what's on that inside. Because there's some pretty people that got some ugly soul. There's some handsome men that are demons.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you about a few years ago. You caught a lot of slack from saying something about R. Kelly. I'm not gonna quote you, but can you talk about that? I'm sorry.
What did I say? I be forgetting, child.
I think you was more so. A lot of people kind of thought you were kind of defending not what he did, but like that people coming out against him. How do you feel about R. Kelly? I think you know him personally. How do you feel about, then and now, what's going on with R. Kelly?
I never met him a day in my life.
Okay.
All his albums, his songwriting is hands down probably some of the best we've ever heard in the world.
Fact.
But from people that I know that have been around him, like everybody knows that he has certain issues. And a lot of people knew that he was making a lot of money. So I think a lot of his issues were suppressed for the simple fact that he was the breadwinner and he was throwing people a bag. I don't know personally what happened, but I know that there were people around. I'm just like, well, y'all was there too. So why nobody ain't say nothing? So when his ship is sinking, a lot of people was getting a raft and like, well, I don't want nothing to do with it. But to me, if you was around it and you accepted it and allowed it, I always felt people was in on it. So I just always felt. And what I think I said, which I don't remember, I was just like, well, if they're going to call him out, there's so many more people that they need to call out. But look what happened. Like, don't just go after him. Go after all of them. If you're going to pick out, don't just use one as the role, as the okay, you're the example. It's so much stuff that goes on in the industry behind the scenes. Like,
She's basically saying that there's many other artists that people within the industry know about that actually go for younger people or may be abusive in that way.
He's not the only one. And I don't condone anything that they said he did. The sad part is that I know for a fact he wasn't the only one over there with the child. That's sad.
Yeah, so we hear those stories, we hear those horror stories when it comes to, particularly the youth, especially within the game, whether it be male, like, female, male, whatever.
We hate that. It is a different type of demon. That's all. Just like, woo.
We hear stories kind of attributing that to the Illuminati and rituals. We all can kind of go deep down that rabbit hole and give reasonings as to why. I've had those conversations seem like somebody once a week. Is that kind of true within the industry? Is some real kind of other kind of spirits kind of handling that game? How real does that get?
Yeah, it's real. All I gotta say is that if you ain't got nobody praying for you or you don't pray for yourself, do not get into the industry. Because you know what I've learned? They say Satan don't have the red horns and the pitchfork like people think. He convinces himself, honestly, if you look back before he was banished from heaven, Lucifer was the most beautiful angel of them all. So it always presents itself as beauty.
They said that Lucifer was dressed and clothed in all the prettiest gems.
Leave it there.
Let's talk about Broken Heart.
Yes.
Broken Heart out now. I've heard it a few times now, about 10 times. I love the song. It's called Broken Heart, but it's more about healing. And you were talking about writing it for women that are going through things. So get people a little synopsis on why you wrote the song, the process behind it, and what they can expect on it.
Well, Broken Heart was actually written by my manager and business partner, Wu. And he was literally the one that had to pull me out of the hell I was going through, because I know I was strong enough. I had my family, but for someone to say, no, like, you really have to get yourself together and I want you to detox and I want you to withdraw yourself from society as well as I can see what you're doing to yourself, and I don't want you to die like that. So he was like, you got to get yourself together, and it's time that you start speaking your truth. So I was like, what should I do? Write a book? I was like, nah, now it's time to start singing about that stuff, because you can save a whole generation, and you could bring these young girls in and you could save them from making the same mistakes that you did. I was like, well, this generation don't listen. Listen, I got an 18-year-old and I'd be like, well, where you going? Like, it is what it is. He'd be like, well, did you listen? And I was like, no. It was just like, but you listened to someone. So with that, when we were constructing the whole Savage Heart album, we actually recorded Broken Heart on my birthday of 2020. So the song has been written, but I wanted it to be right. So I recorded on my birthday because I felt like the only way that I could sing about my pain was once I was past it. I don't like those records for me trying to sing when I'm hurt, because I never wanted my voice to project that. I always felt my voice was healing, as prophesied to me as a child, and that I always had that voice that made you just feel like I can make it. Like I thought I had that kind of power and strength. So I never wanted a song to sound sad or like, just like anti. So when we did the record, and like just the whole things, I was thinking that everything that I had went through was so bad, and like, oh my God, woe is me. But when you think about what you've gone through, and somebody's going off worse than you, no matter what financial level, what spiritual level, which status level they're on, we can look back at when Vanessa Bryant lost Kobe, how the whole world was shocked and everybody was hurt. But just imagine, she got to live with that. She lost her husband, her daughter, the same day. And it's just like, so I'm thinking I'm going through something. It's like, well, God, you literally have to go to God and be like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
When we saw Lauren lose Nipsey, he leaves the house, and her expectations are for him to come back to her and their children. He leaves to go handle business. He never makes it back home. Well, God, what did she do to deserve that? Rest in peace to Lyric Young Chanel, young lady who just passed from, what was it? She had a brain cancer.
Right.
And I saw something and it just broke my heart. Well, her mom was like, I would do anything to have her comb my baby hairs again.
Yeah, so this video is actually very intriguing and revealing. First off, this is coming from someone, her name is Lil Mo. She has like 1 million followers on Instagram, but obviously she's been through the industry. She's experienced the different people, the different things that they do. And now she's coming out and explaining how these artists, like R. Kelly is not the only male artist that has done the same exact things R. Kelly has done. So she's like, yo, if you're going to call out R. Kelly, you might as well call out all these other artists also. Another very important thing that she did mention, though, was how all those satanic rituals and those things that they do when it comes to the Illuminati and the elites and the spirits that they have controlling the industry in itself, it's real. And she said that if you don't have someone praying for you, or if you're not praying for yourself, you don't want to go through it. Because you're going into a battle with no defense. Forget the offense. We all want to be moving on offense, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to be basically going into a spiritual battle blindly with no defense because you're not aware of the actual spiritual things taking place within that industry and what you're putting yourself into spiritually. Because you can easily be attacked by evil spirits. It's real. But now if you don't have the Holy Spirit, if you don't have someone praying to the Most High God and have the Holy Spirit with you, and you're aware of that, you won't have any defense. You won't have anything to combat that, and you will be overtaken by evil. As hard as it sounds, because you won't really have any guidance or discernment on which path to take, whether it's right or wrong. This is how people end up getting into bad deals. This is how people end up doing crazy drugs, have their mind warped to the point where they start being attracted to like very young, like very, very young people doing crazy things, yeah. So in this video right here is another person, another musician within the industry coming out and explaining how it is ran by Satan. You need to have that discernment. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one the same way you're gonna catch me in the next one. Peace. Love y'all.